has worked in a pottery for 10 years before she decided to do ceramics in her own business. Much of her work is inspired by nature and the surroundings at her studio on a nature reserve in Northern Ireland. Welcome on stage, Ciara Campbell.
Hello. Okay. Hi, my name is Ciara Campbell. I'm a ceramic artist from County Down in Northern Ireland. Yeah, go ahead. I started out living on a horse farm in Northern Ireland, which is where I grew up. So I've always been a country girl, living in a rural area. But I always had a real interest in art. When I was at school, the teacher would always say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was always saying that I was going to be an artist. Much to my dad's dismay, because I think he thought I would be a doctor or have a real job. But from a very early age, I loved ceramics. I loved working with clay. This little guy here, I don't know if it was available on TV in all the different countries, but Morph was a little character on television that was made of clay. So that was the sort of thing that really got me going at the beginning. This little figure here that you see was actually one of my students made this as a portrait of me on my potter's wheel. But whenever I became a teenager and I went to school, there was potter's wheels at the school, but none of the teachers knew how to use them, and I used to stay behind every night until I was kicked out by the cleaners and started to work on the potter's wheel and wanted to learn. I really wanted to be a potter, but I didn't know if it was something that I could continue on with as a career. So I contacted a pottery called Ballydugan, and I started working there just as an apprentice really, and I ended up doing 10 years there, learning all the production skills in pottery. I really enjoyed my time there, but I sort of felt that I needed to do something else. I wasn't sure if it was going to be something I could do forever. So I asked the boss there if I could start to teach workshops to the public at that time, and I started to teach little evening classes working on the potter's wheel. But it wasn't really enough for me, and we decided that we would open our doors to people with learning disability and people with mental health issues. At that time, we had a student that came in from a residential home, and at that time it actually quite scared me. This particular person was called Jared, and when he came into the classroom, he screamed and shouted all the time, and it really, really scared me, and it really opened my eyes to learning disability. But as I moved on, I started working with lots of other types of groups, and I really started to love it, really loved it. So I decided at the time I would leave Ballydugan and I would go out on my own. And at that time I got a residency in the Millennium Court Arts Centre in Portadown, and I started working on my own work. But working on your own work is very difficult when I didn't really have a focus or a direction. So at that time we decided to do a large community-based project where we interacted with about 4,000 people in the public domain. So that working with elderly people, mental health, learning disability, just the general public. And we got them all to make about 4,000 of these little figures that we put into the town centre, and we had the papers and the TV and everything turn up for the project. It was a great project because the people that had participated in the project and had made the little figures were able to come, and we were able to pick up little figures and take them away with them. It was a real eye-opener for me because it allowed me to get the experience of working with thousands of different types of people. I really, really enjoyed that aspect of my work. And then I started to work with individuals. These two little boys here have been working with me for years. One is called Keith and one is called Barry. In our community, or in our country in particular, there's very little opportunities for people with learning disability once they leave special school after the age of 18. So for the likes of these two boys here, at school they were given all sorts of activities, but when they came out of school there was nothing for them to do. Our government has cut the funding for arts greatly at the moment, and without other activities like arts, these young children have nothing, or these young adults have nothing to work towards. They've got no opportunities when they leave at 18. So for me, this to me was a really important thing, that as an artist, I was able to work with other people and gain more skills, give them more opportunities, and it also gave me inspiration for my own work. As well as working with Barry and Keith, I also go into special schools. I also work with within hospitals, working with people that are dying, and then also with the elderly. And all of these groups, because the arts funding is being cut, they're having less and less opportunities. So for us as artists, it's really important that we are able to provide those other opportunities to really engage with these people. This is a project that I did with a group in Belfast, where each of the women who came from a very underprivileged background, and we all made little flowers, little ceramic flowers that were used as a final piece in the foyer of a main building in Belfast called the Windsor Women's Centre. This kind of project really engages with the public and gives them ownership of a piece of public artwork and really makes them engage with the arts. At the moment, I'm artist in residence at the Oxford Island Nature Reserve. So this is my little studio. It really just is a trailer, but I provide workshops there for the public, but I also make my own product there. These are some of the little brooches that I make. We also have a beehive just at the back because it's a nature reserve. Somebody once told me that when I was really struggling to know what it was that I wanted to make, they said, just make what you know. And obviously nature is all around me, so I engage and I get my inspirations from the nature, but also from the people that I work with. These are called noggins, and I make a range of pots with little faces on. And often I model these on the people that I've met, with the emotions, the happy, the sad, all of that, all the emotions that you get as an adult. The people that I work with are the people that really give me the inspiration. I also do work for exhibitions, and that's really just for your CV, really, just to keep people, keep out there kind of making people realise that you're like a professional artist. It's really important for, but for me, the main thing that really inspires me is my students. And that student that I talked about at the beginning, that guy Jared, that used to come into the class and screaming and he really scared me, this is him now. I still work with him, but I'm no longer scared of him anymore because he gives me the inspiration for the work that I do to make work that I really love. So without him, I couldn't do what I do today. So thank you very much for listening.